Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Please give me a shout out in the chat. Let me know you can see me and hear me in my little tiny corner of the screen here. All right, just gonna wait for, oh, hey, Ashley, thanks for chiming in. All right, guys, so today's webinar is all about group and public galleries. I'll start with an intro. Hi, if I've never met or talked to you before, my name is Lisa Mallis. I am part of the team here at PhotoDay. We're having a very exciting fall so far, so I hope you are too, and a profitable fall, exactly. And I am going to show you just kind of a beginner and maybe a little intermediate overview of our group and public gallery types. If you're new to PhotoDay, welcome. I'm just kind of making small talk as you guys filter in the room. I see the room count going up. So some general housekeeping I'll go over. I will do my best to answer questions as I move along today, so feel free to shout them out in the chat. Please do not be shy. I would love to start with, where are you guys from? What part of the country are you tuning in from? So would love to see where you're at and how warm or cool it is today. We have some below normal temperatures here in Florida, which is great because it's typically like an oven right now. So I am enjoying the much needed relief from the heat. But other than that, welcome to PhotoDay if you are new. We are a tech company. We are based out of Orlando, Florida. Actually, Winter Park is our home base. I live in the Tampa area. Our team, about half of our team, maybe a little bit more than that, is remote, scattered across the US. And then a couple people are in different countries. So that's our very scattered team here. But when you're chatting away in the bubble, you may be talking to somebody in Georgia, somebody in South Carolina, or somebody out on the West Coast somewhere. So you never know who you're going to get. We're kind of everywhere. So, oh, Colorado, nice. Nice. I'm seeing the pictures flow in across social media of all the beautiful leaves changing colors for fall. Our fall here in Florida doesn't start until like January. So we won't see it. It'll stay green until then. But yeah. All right, we got New Jersey. I am from New Jersey originally, but I think I've officially been in Florida longer than I lived in New Jersey at this point. So, yes. All right, Ohio. Thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me that shout out. So we're just going to get started. So welcome back. If this is your refresher before you use PhotoDay for your next job, and welcome to anyone new. We do things a little bit differently here, or a lot differently. So I'm just going to get right into it with our group and public galleries. So if you've been following us from the start, you know that we did things a little crazy, a little different. And right away, we implemented what we call Face Find, which was a way that end customers could search and find their photos in a gallery using either a selfie or a picture from their camera roll of their child or themselves, depending on what your subject was in that job, right? They could find their own photos by using a photo. We also use some pretty fancy technology when it comes to SMS. We use a short code. The PhotoDay short code is 90738. Everybody uses that same short code. It's a little bit different than using a long code. Short codes are meant for marketing messages and high volume transactional messages, so they get delivered pretty instantaneously at publish or when we're running those gallery promotions and other sorts of things that we do with that short code in terms of transactional emails and stuff like that. So we came to market with a very user-friendly concept where we wanted to solve the issues, so many issues that were happening in the paper form days And when I say the paper form days, I know some people are still using paper forms. You can't hide from me. I see it all over social media. But if you're hoping to get rid of that tedious paperwork, what I'm going to show you today is an easy way to do just that and try it out on a job if you haven't already, or maybe you just need a refresher on how to use these gallery types overall. So I'm going to jump right into a demo. My slide deck here, it's not a lot of slides. It's all demo today, right? So I'm just going to I'm going to start off with a tour right away. Oh, hey, Lee. So see a lot of familiar faces tuning in. That's always fun for me. All right, so I am going to start off with a screen share today. I'm actually just going to share my entire screen on this side. All right, there's my webinar right there. So if you're familiar, this is our studio panel. This is what you see when you sign in for the first time. It's mission control. This is where you see all your incoming activity. My activity looks really lame because I don't sell. I'm not a photographer. I work for PhotoDay. So this is my demo account that I'll be demoing. I'm sure many of you here have way more exciting studio panel dashboards when you log in. And if you're not already, if you're actively using PhotoDay and you haven't downloaded the PhotoDay dashboard app from the App Store or Google Play, I strongly encourage you to do that right off the bat so you can follow your sales instead of going here on your phone. You can install the app and we push those sales directly for you, complete with really cool notifications to keep you inspired. So that is a really nice enhancement that our team had created. So here we go on our studio dashboard. I'm going to shut off my camera and get out of the way and just talk through this. Yeah, get that ching-ching, cha-ching. All right, I'm going to shut off my camera here. All right, so first things first, I will show you that there's this little orange bubble. If you haven't discovered it yet, this bubble is a source and a wealth of information as you're poking around in here. You can search our help desk for all kinds of articles, or you can go ahead and send a message to our team. We are here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. We also have a lovely bot that takes over after we are not here to help you navigate through some of the most common things, common questions we see that come in after hours. So feel free to take advantage of our live chat. If you are not a live chat person, I want to say right away that that is okay. You can reach out here and request to schedule a phone call, and one of our team members will schedule dedicated time just for you, uninterrupted, to help you through whatever you've got going on. So our team is amazing. Be sure to just give them a shout out or ask for help as you need it and go along. We're always here to help. And that's just not on how to use PhotoDay, how to execute, how to poke around in the software and get what you need done. But it's also for we can help you out as far as participation, conversion rates, what promotions to run, how to price products, things like that. We have a lot of data and our team is very trained and skilled and definitely helping you guys succeed. Your success is our success. We want to be a true partner for you. And that's our goal. So definitely reach out with anything you need help with. So I'm going to poke around here first. I'm going to go right into this resources section because I really think this is important when setting up any job with PhotoDay, specifically group and public jobs, because in the private, the private jobs are mainly for that each subject or each person gets their own private gallery. The communication looks a little bit different. In the public and group jobs, it's a one-to-many marketing approach. So it's a little bit different. The resources and the tools are different. And you can get some of that right here in our marketing kit. Now our marketing kit here, we have some banners, some posters, reminder cards, where we have a lot of the marketing messaging already carved out for you. And these are layered Photoshop files you can download, make them, brand them to your own, but get people opting into those galleries. And I'll show you later where that's useful and very important. There are two things that you need to do to be successful with your first PhotoDay job or your PhotoDay job in general. And one is take amazing photos, as you guys all do as creatives. And two, make sure people know where to find the photos. Get them opted into the gallery, get them to the gallery to opt in. So we'll take care of the rest. We'll take care of all the automatic communication to get them to sign up for communication, all that good stuff. But We need your help with those two things, taking great photos and getting the communication out to your families. So those are your two things on the mission. We can help with everything else. So here we go here, the sales kit. This is more of a kit for you to go pitch like a new organization by way of PhotoDay. So we have a couple videos here. We have a sell sheet you can use. I really like these key selling points going in to do a pitch, or, you know, if you're pitching a team for our league for the first time, or, you know, even a school, or if you are trying to convert one of your existing off of paper or another process like, you know, proofing or whatever you were doing before, and you want to do things the PhotoDay way, these sell sheets give you some of those key selling points, and you can tap into those and customize them. They're Photoshop files as well. So I always suggest starting there. We have a wonderful support kit here. If you're just like, how do I market my gallery? How do I get things set up, right? To start rocking and rolling. Well, we have a whole support resource section in here to set up, how to sell before picture day with advanced pay. You can reference the last webinar I just did 2 weeks ago. That was all about advanced pay. I won't be getting into too much of that today. If you're worried about buy rates, which in the online world is more like a conversion rate, right? People you're sending to your site that you have a product to sell to, and if they're converting to sale, those buy rates here, we have a lot of tips and tricks to cross. Make sure you're checking off everything on your list. If you're not getting that conversion that you've been hoping, this is where you go to look. We have a complete documented user's guide here. This is really helpful. It breaks down internal pieces of the software step by step to help you set up. If you're new or just need a refresher, I definitely suggest poking around in the guide. Our marketing team does a wonderful job with keeping that up to date. And then we have this really helpful customer troubleshooting guide. So this customer troubleshooting guide, it's if you're wondering, if you're new and you're like, what kind of questions are my customers going to have about PhotoDay when they start using? This documents all of it. So all of the most popular questions that we get support-wise, we put into a document for you to reference. So you can kind of see what are, you know, the messages that I am going to get so you can be prepared. So, I'm sorry. Is this better, Caroline? See if that's better for you. I'll zoom in a little bit here. So this guide here, you'll definitely want to reference. And let's go back to this page. And then I'm going to zoom in. Hopefully you guys can see this, but give me a shout out if that's better for you, Caroline. And then over here we have our support section. This is kind of what I was referencing in the bubble. You can search here, or you can go through lots of support articles on all different topics to see like how to do things in PhotoDay accordingly. So that's basically the gist of our support and our resources when you're onboarding for the first time. But for now, I am going to go into jobs because this webinar, as you know, is all about group and public galleries. So we're going to go ahead and set up our first job. Now there's a couple things on this screen that we need to really pay attention to, because you're going to want to, I'm going to put this is Winter Park Little League, fall 23. This job name right here is going to appear in the SMS messages and the email, right? So when you go ahead and name your job, just make sure whatever you name it will make sense to your customer, right? Because they're going to see this in some of the automatic communication that goes through. The job category here, this is for right now for your internal reference. We have plans for this later down the road, but you want to definitely categorize your job. I'm going to say this one is youth sports. That's youth sports and athletics, right? If you're doing high school sports or school sports, you would categorize that under school sports, dance schools, miscellaneous events as usual. And then here's where you link the organization. So the way this works in PhotoDay is that there's the organization, and then that organization can have multiple jobs, right? And then the whole point is that even if you're doing multiple picture days and one job, you'll want to keep it all in one job to make it a very easy experience for communication and for your customers to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new organization here because I don't have one for this yet. So I'm going to do Winter Park Little League. And this is kind of like a little mini CRM. You can put notes here. You can put who your contact is. You know, are they the director? Who are they? Um, and then you can put their email here. This is important because this has some automatic communication that you, well, not automatic, but some communication you can fire off directly to your contact at that organization with information about PhotoDay. And of course, you can have multiple contacts here linked to that same organization. All right, so picture day dates. If you're doing multiple days, you can just pick the first day. You don't have to put multiple days in here. You can just pick the first day, and then it will put your jobs in some kind of chronological order when you're looking through your jobs. So that's what that's for. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to photograph this league on Saturday. You can put the estimated number of subjects, and then this time zone here, it's for basically your preview of dashboards, insight, and history. It's going to use this time zone. Now, the job logo. So if you upload a logo here and you plan to use it for some of our labs do have the ability for you to add this logo to a memory mate, for example, you'll want to make sure you read this guide and upload a print quality PNG logo for the best printable, because if not, you're going to have problems when it goes to print. So I'm going to go to my desktop here and upload just a logo placeholder so I can show you what that looks like. And then you can toggle on and off. This is a registered logo, so I'm not going to toggle it on to use on themes, but it's just an example to show you guys. You can say whether or not to use this logo on themes if that lab has the option available. And we'll get more into that in a little bit. All right, so now we're here to gallery access. This is our job dashboard. It's going to walk you through the steps in order on what you need to do first, so you really can't hopefully mess this up. All right, so first you're going to pick your job type. So right now we're going to do, you know, either public or group. That's where we're at. Now the main difference between public and group is that with a public gallery, they actually function almost exactly the same. The public gallery is going to have a direct, like, customizable link right into the gallery. The group gallery for marketing, you'll have go to my.photoday.com and enter whatever that group access code is that you define, right? So the public gallery still also has an access code, but it also has a direct URL. So for simplicity, I recommend this for anything photographed in a public venue. So if you're photographing a little league or any kind of like organized sports or activities or events that's in a public venue, it saves your customer just one extra step and you to use that custom URL to get them right in there. That's what a public gallery does not mean it is indexed on Google and searchable by everybody. That's not what it means. It just means that it's one link for something that was photographed in a public venue where people are from the public are. So I'm going to choose public for that reason. And then you'll see how it'll default like part of my gallery link here. This is unique to this address. So if somebody else already has it, it's going to go ahead. So, okay, Don, one more time with public and group. I will explain it to you one more time. So public, anything's in a public venue, a public place where people are, that's where I recommend using it. So events, graduations or commencements, youth sports, anything like that. It just gives you this direct URL option that you can share in marketing. In group, it does not. You have a my.photoday.com. They'll go to our main store site and have to enter in that access code. So hopefully that makes sense. Here's the access code, which is the opt-in code. This is what people use to enter or opt into that gallery. So it's going to randomize a string of characters here, but you can customize this as long as nobody else has this access code. So for this case, I'm going to put October demo 23. So these codes are not case sensitive. You can't use special characters. And then to avoid any confusion with people that might have a similar access code to yours, causing your customers to opt into the wrong gallery, you'll want to make this unique to you. So you could use like, you know, initials of your studio and then the job information if you wanted, and then like the year or something like that, or you can leave it randomized. It's really up to you. But for sake of this demo, I'm going to do Oct Demo 23. And then here you can set your job's expiration date. If you have an expiration date on a job, that just means at that day, it'll expire and nobody else will be able to shop and, buy photos, view and buy photos. And it'll send out automatic communication to those customers who have previously opted in that they, that the job is expiring to hurry up and buy. So I'm going to go ahead and save this now so I can claim that code. And then from here, I'm going to go into my job details just so I can see what I just did. And then I'll have my search options. Now, the search options in a group or public gallery are the same. You have the option to let them search through all photos, to use space find, or to use tags. Tags is a folder structure. I'm going to show you how that works. You can use it on upload. You can do it while you're organizing your photos in PhotoDay. There's multiple ways you can create tags. You can even use Lightroom keywords to create and tag your images to allow customers to easily find them. I never suggest this. I just don't suggest it. If you leave Face Find as the only search option on a gallery and there's images where there's no faces in the photos and your customers can't find them, or they might be uncomfortable with it, then you basically, they won't be your customer. So I always recommend in a group or public gallery allowing at least 2 of these options. Face Find and tags are my top 2 recommendations, every one of your public or group galleries. If your gallery has more, let's say, than 200 images, then leave all photos toggled off and just kind of let them use Face Find and tags, but make sure you have tags, right? Or then Face Find is going to be the only option. If it's a small gallery, you can go ahead and use all 3 options, like less than 200 images in a gallery. You can let them find images all different ways. I just like turning off all photos in large galleries. So like somebody who's not tech savvy won't get stuck in some never ending scroll through your gallery. So you definitely don't, so for this demo, I'm just going to show you all 3 options so you can see what it looks like on your side. So I'll leave that on. There's no changes there. And then, of course, our next stop from here is going to be the store. So again, I'm not going to get into advanced pay on this webinar just because for sake of time, and I have a whole webinar I just did on this last week. So we're going to jump right over to setting up your products. So this is basically your storefront, your price sheet, what you would sell on a paper form, or what you would sell in a storefront, right? So we're going to go ahead and create a new price sheet. It's going to kick me out. I got to log back in. Now, when you create a price sheet, you will only be able to create price sheets for labs that you have added to your PhotoDay account. So our labs all work a little bit differently. They all have very similar pricing, similar shipping rates, similar product lines, but they have different themes for the most part, different like memory mate themes, magnets, mugs, or whatever other gifting items that they offer could be slightly varied. Now, in order to add a lab to create a price sheet, I'm going to jump over here really quick to show you that under your studio. That's right here under labs. You can add labs here. You don't need an account with any of our lab partners to use them. You can just click add here and then it will add them and you'll be able to create a price sheet for them, the storefront. So I'm going to come back in here to my store and back over here to price sheets where I was and show you that screen. All right, so this one is going to be my fall sports 23 pricing. You can have one price sheet for all your fall sports for the whole season and not have to create one for every single job. So that's how that structure works. You can pick which lab you want to set it up with. For this demo, I'm going to use Reedy. And then for the markup, now we get asked this question a lot. What does this actually mean? It's just that whatever the Reedy prices are, let's say an 8x10 is $1.50. If you add it to your price sheet, it's going to mark it up by that amount. So because you can edit price sheets live at any time, this feature exists to protect you from trying to sell something at cost. So that is what this is. So I'm just going to go ahead and start and mark everything up 100%. And then here, my only option is drop shipping. We do have bulk shipping available. However, that is only available for private galleries and with Miller's Lab right now, because they do free overnight shipping for bulk and it's processed in a day, one business day. So I'm going to head and create this price sheet, and then I can start adding to it. So you have options here. You can start right with our add-ons. We have some AI retouching built in. You could upsell in the cart to your customers. You can turn that on or off if you do not want that add-on in your cart. However, I recommend it, especially if you're photographing kids that are like, I would say 12 and up. It's a pretty popular item, especially when it comes to facial blemishes, acne. It's not going to take braces off or remove a birthmark or a mole, but it's going to get rid of those skin blemishes and acne. And also a question we get asked a lot here is, does it take drool off of like preschoolers? And the answer is no, it is not a drool remover yet. Maybe one day, but not yet. All right. So we're going to go into packages next and add a package here. Now, when you name your packages, you can totally get rid of package A, B, C, D. I don't recommend that because it just doesn't look good in the storefront, especially in the commerce world. We needed that on paper forms because in paper forms, it was like an alphanumeric coding system for data entry. There is no data entry with PhotoDay, so we do not need package A, B, C, D. You want to like name this what it is. So if it's, you know, your biggest package, you can say, you know, my biggest package or large family pack. You can get clever with names. I've seen this all over, you know, as far as like, you know, don't forget about grandma, siblings, you know, things like that. You can build into your package description. The other thing here, we give you the ability to write out a package description. However, like, do not write what's included in a package here because that happens automatically. This is another mistake we see a lot where a studio will say like 1 8x10, two 5x7s, one team photo. This will just cause you nothing but customer service nightmares because there is no way to associate like you must buy this package and get a team. Like you're putting products in the package and then your customers are putting whatever images they want into those products. So that paper form method goes out the window when you bring it online into an image for selling environment. So instead, you can put how much money they're saving by ordering this package over the items in a la carte. So you can put like, you know, save 30%, you know, by ordering this package and get a free magnet if you threw in a free magnet in your largest package because they're getting a free magnet, right? So that is the kind of stuff you can put here in your package description. So over here, this is where you can start adding things to your packages. So I'm going to go into adding like a memory mate. It'll appear down here and you'll see the rest up here. Hopefully you can see this on my screen. It's pretty zoomed in. You can put a memory mate in it. You know, you can put a mixture of print products in it. If you guys are totally lost on what to add to packages, our team can totally help you with, you know, top selling packages. We know what's selling based on how many images you're creating. I won't get so into this right now, but you know, you can add different things here accordingly. Anything that says pro after it just means there's going to be like a graphic theme they can pick from. And anything here that doesn't, it's just going to be plain. So I can add like, you know, a couple 8x10s. If I add them on separate line items, this means they can pick a different pose for each one or a different image for each one. If you did it like this, then they would just be able to order one pose for that pack of 8x10s in that package. So you can kind of do the same thing with 5x7s. You can add it to the package, have 4 5x7s, that's the same image, or you can do like 2 5x7s of one image, 2 5x7s of another image. So basically you're designing packages to sell all the images. You're not taking your paper form packages and putting them online, which will not make any sense because they get to pick from all these images you created now, right? So you got to rethink your packages, and that's why we help you guys with that. So last but not least, I'm just going to throw the, I'm going to throw that magnet in here if I can find it. I probably scrolled right past it. Oh, let me go back up to the top. I'm just going to throw that magnet in here. And then here you can price your package. I'm going to put one. This is my, I don't know, $49.99 package. You can see my markup here, the base cost of the package. That's all the cost from the, from what it costs from the lab. And then the PhotoDay fee is our standard 10% fee that I'll preview here. Off that retail price that you sell it to. So our fee is before tax and shipping, and I'll get in more into our pricing at the end. And then you can add packages to your price sheet. You can duplicate them with this action over here and then edit. And you can have as many packages as you like. Now your first 3 packages are going to appear at the top as featured packages in the storefront. So when you design your price sheet, just make sure your top 3 packages are as intended. And then you can get into adding your a la carte section. That's what this is. You could add everything if you wanted to that the lab has to offer. And then you can just save it and it'll add everything all at once to your price sheet. So I'll just show you what that looks like. And then that's the whole a la carte section. And then from here, like if you didn't want to sell a single 3x5, which I recommend. Some of you guys are like, how do you set an order minimum? Well, just don't sell one 3x5 or one button, sell them in sets of 2, and there's your order minimum, right? So you can put your retail price in here for sets of 2 and save, and then go down the line one by one and price everything out, right? And then digital products, last but not least, this is a new feature for us. So you got digital bundles now. And then we have the social sharing download, and then you can sell just a single high res. So for this, I'm going to I'm going to set up a single high res download and just add here. And I'm going to show you guys how bundles look. We have a whole webinar on bundles too and selling downloads that you guys can reference at any time as well, where we get into how to price them and all that good stuff. So you can set your price. So one download in my store is $35. And then if they buy more than one, you can have tier pricing. They can save a certain percent based on how many they buy. So this will figure automatically for you some savings, but you can go in here. This is the price per photo. So the more they buy, the more they save. That's basically what that is. Or you can set a max price where they buy up to a certain amount of images for X price. Anything they buy beyond that is basically free, right? Because you're setting one maximum number of downloads they're able to buy in a group or public gallery setting. So they can't buy your entire gallery of 5,000 images for $100, right? That's what that's for. It's a safety net for you guys. All right, I'm going to save that digital bundle. And then I'm going to go back to my job and attach this price sheet. But before I do, one thing as the shipping rates, this is what your customer will see in the store, as their shipping rates. So you'll see if what's presented to them, according to the lab, and the estimated delivery time, which includes both processing at the lab, weekends, and delivery of the shipper. So this lab is Reedy. So you can see Reedy has a $5.30 economy rate. If the order contains like plaque, a metal print, metal float mount, coffee mugs, canvas prints, the customer is then charged $8.95. So I'm going to give you guys a warning here. If you are offering free shipping, make sure you build an extra $3.50 onto plaques, metal prints, metal float milk, coffee mugs, canvas prints, right? Nothing is ever truly free. Inflate your product cost a little bit so you don't feel that free shipping $9 giveaway on your bottom dollar for profit, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Your customer can choose to upgrade shipping to Priority Express to get their order faster. In this case, they pay for it. Free shipping is not eligible for these 2 levels of service. It will not let them apply it. But if you ever get an order and you're like, why did my customer just pay 19 bucks for shipping? That's why they chose to expedite the order to themselves, because they needed it by a certain date. And that's what that means. So, all right, I'm going to go back over to my job and I'm going to attach that price sheet I just made. I'm just going to hit this little refresh arrow here. And then it should, what did I name that? Winter part. Oh, I named it Fall Sports 23. So when I select the price sheet here, it's going to give me available product themes. So these product themes down here are, it knows that this is a Reedy price sheet. It has these themes available. I know it's a baseball job. It might have some softball in it as well. So I'm going to pick softball. So all of the designs that Reedy has for things like memory mates and magnets and pro items that I added to my storefront, the customer will be able to choose like what designs they like best, right? So you're not just picking one design for an entire job. They're going to have like a plethora of designs to choose from. Some of the labs also have like a universal or an all-purpose theme that has like different colors to it. I always recommend this. We present it to them in a very organized manner. So you're just giving them more options, and you might have customers that buy 2 different design memory mates or a couple different designs of magnets because they look good with different photos, or they're giving them to different people, right? And they want to just kind of change it up a little. It does help with sales. So I always recommend giving them some options to choose from here. And then I'm going to go ahead and save. It's saying there are unavailable products based on necessary themes not being selected. I want to show you guys this because I threw everything in the a la carte section. These are graduation thank you cards. They won't appear in my storefront because I did not pick the graduation theme. But that's what that means when you get that error. So I'm just going to bypass it right now. I don't really care because it's not a graduation job, but it'll tell you really clearly if that happens to you if you're picking out themes and setting up your job. All right, so now, what do you do to market this job? It's a group or public job. We have manual flyers that you can do. So you can create like a flyer if it's advance pay or publish or post picture day to spread the word. This is really just going to give you like all the things that you need to communicate the gallery, and you can get it as an email or a web link to share. However, for group or public jobs, this is what I recommend, you guys. I wanted to show you that in the very, very beginning, this resource section and this marketing kit, to make some really cool graphics, especially if you're photographing like a sports league where you have parents there that day, or like a dance school, and you're getting signups and you're building the connection to the gallery. I love these more than the other thing. They just look really nice. But you can use either tools, all the tools. With marketing, you want to communicate multiple times before picture day, because obviously your 2 goals: take great photos and get people connected to the gallery, right? Those are the 2 priorities for a successful picture day with PhotoDay. So anyway, what I want to show you next, I'm going to bring it up on my screen, is kind of what that looks like live, in a live environment. So I have a little picture here if you're wondering what it looks like. So this is a setup that we have done in the past. It's actually a league. We have those, we print these as signs 365, just twisty tied them, put them in the little yard stake signs out. And then parents would just come up and they would snap a picture of this QR code with their phone. We just made it with a free QR code creator. I had the access code. You can text that code to 90738 and it instantly connects them to your gallery, right? So before you get in line to have your photo taken, your parents come over and they opt you in. So you're replacing, like, instead of handing me a paper order form, you're opting into the gallery, right? So if you're really struggling, like on your sports leagues in particular, with matching the same participation rate, it's because you didn't replace the paper form method with the opt-in method, right? Paper forms was your carrier of communication before. Replace it with scanning and getting them to opt into the gallery. Texting that code to 90738 is really what's going to build your connection to the gallery to make it work. So yeah, your sales table is now your check-in table, right? So even now, like this October demo 23, like if you guys wanted to follow along with this whole thing and just see it all work, actually, well, no, I'm not going to do that today. I was like, I could just make a quick QR code, but if you guys just pull up your cell phone and do like a quick text to 90738 and put in the subject or in the body of your message, No, that October, oh, where did it go? Oct Demo 23. I'm going to do it so I appear here in Insights so you guys can follow along. Because this is basically what you're asking your customers to do. And then when I go into Insights, I will see, I just texted the code and you'll start seeing your customers appear down here, right? So that's what you're trying to do at the event. You're trying to get them to text that code to 90738 and collect all of those opt-ins, as many opt-ins as possible, because that's how you're going to send them notifications about their pictures, right? So that is what that means. It works well. This gallery is still in draft because we didn't do advance pay. And oh, QR code monkey. Yeah, QR code monkey is a good resource. You can make a little free QR code to use, and it's called an SMS QR code, short code messaging, and that will just basically bring up their phone all ready to go, and all they do is click send. So it makes it super easy for you. All right, so after picture day with the Group Republic Gallery, and organize your photos, right? So now, if you're photographing like a big league, you're probably photographing them in order by team, right? And if you're using some other kind of alternative workflow, if you're doing composites or anything like that, if you have a folder structure in your post process where you already sorted them by team, you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to, if you're shooting all natural, traditional style images, and you're not worrying about data collection, you could literally go out to picture day right now, collect all your opt-ins, come back and dump them all in here and let them use Space Find or view all photos, right? But if you want to get more granular, if you're doing a lot of photos, then I always suggest sorting your folders. So here I have this Winter Park Little League example, and inside that folder I have like Dodgers, which is the individuals, and then I have like all the teams in one folder, right? Now, for tags, you can get as kind of crazy with them. If you're not doing it by teams, you can do it by color of their jersey. You can do it by, what timestamp is on, like, what time did they bring their kids down to get photographed? Was it 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 to 11 a.m.? They have a pretty good idea on what time they brought their kid to get photographed based on the schedule they got from the org, right? So you can use all different things to tag. It doesn't have to be the team data. You can get creative with anything that you think the customer would be familiar with who showed up for tags, right? So don't focus too much on the data, because we have so much great technology here in these Group Republic galleries to find photos to make it easier for you. Now, since I have this folder broken down with subfolders, it's going to create those respective tags for me. So when you upload to this gallery, two things are happening. Obviously, it's creating the tags, as you can see, based on that folder structure. It's also running Space Find on all of these images. So when the parents go to use Space Find to find their images, it's fast. It's like instantaneous. It's a great experience. It doesn't take there's no spinning wheel to get it to load and all that stuff. So that is what it's doing when you're uploading. So this upload speed is going to greatly depend on, one, the size your files are. You don't need giant 15 megabyte file, like JPEG files that when you open them, they're 60 megs, right? You don't need that because in PhotoDay, the most common size sold for all of these organizations we're photographing and selling every day is 5x7. So you don't need a 60 meg file to make a good 5x7 print, in other words, right? So just be mindful, because some of these cameras make giant files, and it's going to make your post-processing life a nightmare unless you got some crazy stacked computer going on and super lightning fast internet, right? So you don't, just be mindful, don't be overkill in file sizes, because you really don't need them. So here it did whatever that folder structure was for me, teams, and then it stuck everybody in Dodger. So next question is, what do we do next with the gallery? Well, I got all my opt-ins here. Right now it's me and Diana, it looks like, or that's Lee. I know that's Lee. So Lee, we're opted into the gallery. So when I publish this job, we're going to get an automated text series of messages now to let us know it's time to shop, right? So, and everything's ready. So you want to make sure everything looks good before you publish. You got your team sorted, your price sheets attached, you're running whatever promotional offers. We have some really great promotional offers. I referenced some of those tips and tricks in the advanced pay webinars that get people spending right away, your overall marketing strategy. But here, very simple, this job is ready to go and be published, right? So when I publish, you're going to see this screen. Now, if you're just testing and you want to come back and actually use this gallery for a live job, do not publish, because this series only fires once, right? Just make a test job, make a demo job for that purpose. Don't use a job that you plan on using live in the field in advance, because once you do this, it's done. There's no going back. So, and that's what this is telling you. Now, if you're a night owl and you want to publish a job at 1 a.m., you can. However, the text message is not going to start until 9 a.m. the next morning, right? Because of TCPA compliance, we need to make sure that we're not blasting people's cell phones at 1 a.m., right? So that's what that means. So, and then you can go acknowledge it and publish. I am ready to go. And that job is published. So everyone's going to get a text message. Now, what's new to this season, if you haven't been back since the spring or last fall, is our new Galleries 4, which includes deep links right into the gallery. So our previous version, they got a link, they had to go and they had to enter their access code and get into the gallery. They no longer have to do that anymore. So everyone will now just get a message on their cell phone with a deep link right into that gallery. So I am going to copy the deep link out of my phone here and paste it into a window so you can see what that looks like. So this is the deep link. It's just my.photoday.com/G/my access code that came through my text message right into the gallery. Now it's going to prompt your customer. This is what the customer view looks like. Obviously, it's prompting them to get started. They're going to create an account first using their mobile number. Right now, we only have one way for a customer to get and view photos, and that's with a mobile number. I know some of you guys, if you're in the users group, you've expressed concern. We've heard you loud and clear. We are working on alternative verification of accounts to get in. Part of this is to improve communication, improve all of conversion rate, right? We want to know who's looking at the images. And so we can send them communication. So they're going to set up their account here. I'm just going to wait for my code to come through, my verification code, which is 762341. And it's going to lead me right into the gallery. So this is the customer view. I'm going to get started. They're going to have all three options to view their photos. I'm just going to come in here and use all photos. I'm going to show you the quality of face find here in a minute. I'm going to set up a whole nother gallery and use an example, extreme example, so you can see the quality of face find. I just don't have a reference image of this kid. So here's all the photos. Now, one of the things here is that they can bring up a photo of their kid if they're looking at all photos, and they can click this find similar button, and it's going to use that image inside of the face find option, and then they can click find image, and it will only show that child's images throughout the whole gallery. So it'll filter through pretty quick on here. So at this point, the parent can just favorite everything, you know, here, or they can click this little button to favorite all. I should have just said that to begin with. And then they can go ahead and shop. Now, this is the price sheet we just set up. You only have one package, so only one package is going to appear. And then it's going to show digital bundles right here at the top. Now, you guys, if you haven't watched my download bundles webinar, I highly suggest it, because we pulled some really fascinating data about selling downloads and what that means for the future of your overall profits. So highly recommend watching that webinar about downloads. But from here, the customer just shops as usual, and then sales roll in. You get cha-chings on your dashboard app, and you can track the progress. Now, I want to show you the quality of face find. I want to set up another job for you guys really quick, just so I can show you what that looks like overall. This is just a dance school job, and I'm just going to get going on this one really quickly and set this up. And I'm just going to set it up as another public job, and then I'm going to upload some photos to it here, because I want to show you what it looks like. All right, if I open this, and they're just some dance competition photos of my daughter. So This really gives you an idea on how well Face Find is going to work overall when searching for photos of a specific person in a gallery where there's a lot of candidates. This is a very extreme case. So it works fantastic in the team and individual, right? Where the kid's straight on looking at the camera. But what I really wanted to show you is what it looks like in this kind of approach. It's the stage lighting, all kinds of angles of faces going on here. While these are uploading, I'm going to go off the screen and I'm going to get over here to settings, and I'm going to attach a price sheet so I can publish this and show you as a customer. So I'm just going to use the same price sheet I just did. And I'll just save dance for it. It's going to send me that same thing because I got those grad cards in there. And then I'm going to go back to photos. So I dumped like 65 images in here because I wanted to do an extreme case. But I could bring up like some photos as we go through it, just to kind of show you what quality of photos we're going to be running Face Find on with a reference photo. But it's, you know, side faces, there's shadows. Let me click off this one and open this one. So you can kind of see some of it's a little blurry. It's not like all super awesome quality, but I just wanted to, we got less than a minute left to dump all those photos. So it takes a little longer because there's a lot of faces in these photos and it's uploading. I think these are like 5 to 8 megabytes a piece, JPEGs. So they're pretty large JPEG files. They're just coming on. So you can get a good idea of how fast that would actually upload. Just a few more images and then Face Find's completed. There's a little status bar up here. It'll tell you when Face Find completed on all the images. We got 65, so it's on image 58, and you can see the uploader tools got a couple more to go down here. You guys are quiet. You don't have like a whole lot of questions for me, but maybe I'm being super interesting. That's why. Or you're doing it along with me. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this gallery so I can show you just baseline quality. I just let this do a preset access code. So I'm going to jump back into my galleries view. I'm going to remove this from my cart. And I am going to go back to the gallery screen and add a gallery here. Now, when I add a new gallery here, obviously the customer is going to ask if I want to subscribe to this gallery. And then I'm going to go view it. So I wanted to show you how well, if we're just using Face Find to find photos in this gallery, what it would look like. So I am going to pull a reference image here. It's just and different reference photos might yield you different results, like as a customer, depending on if they're retouched, if they're heavily processed, what it looks like. So I'm just uploading this headshot of her, and then I'm gonna do find images on the gallery, and it's gonna show me on all the images that have found her in. So it did a pretty good job. If I favorite all of them, it's found her in 27 of those 65 photos. She might have not been in all the photos either, but I want to show you some of the ones that found her in here on where her face is at different angles. And you can see here, this is a side profile. This is her. In this picture, she is right here in the back. So it found her there. It's pretty wild, right? So, oh, no, I can't zoom back out. I'm stuck. Oh, here we go. She is right here again on my screen. But yeah, it is crazy how well it works. Oh, this one, she is in here in the front. So that one was an easy one. We cheated. This one, she is here in the back corner. That is her. But it amazes me how well it does. And this one is just, you can see the lighting on it. That's her right there. So you can see it found her in like such a variety of images. It's pretty wild. So when you're just using it in a team and individual, it's going to work really, really well. That face fine only. I always like try to tell people, hey, use it as much as you can because it's great. So yes, Neil, yearbook selection is coming. It is in the works, right? I wish I could give you an exact date on it. I just don't have a date. As it gets closer, I'll definitely reach out. I know you've asked me that a few times, so thank you so much for your patience in this. But yeah, so that was Face Fine. So this is group and public galleries, guys. I kept you here for 55 minutes talking all about them. If you have more questions, feel free to shout them out now. I am gonna jump over here. That's the end of my demo. Oh, we have trivia. I totally forgot about trivia. All right, so there's a Amazon gift card for those of you guys who stuck around to the end. You have a chance to win one right now. We're gonna go through some trivia. All right, so first question. How do you enter a group gallery? For you guys paying attention that want to win an Amazon gift card to go shopping with right after this webinar, this one is for you. So yes, yes. I'm going to give you a few more seconds, and then I'm going to flip it to the next question. There's like 3 questions going on here. All right, next question is, what is a public gallery? Here we go. So pick your answers, and we will go ahead and get to the next question. A few seconds. Run these fast so we can be a little bit competitive here. See if you guys are paying attention. And then lastly, what are examples of public galleries? Could be variable here. I see that. And then we will go ahead and pick our winner. And you get to go shopping on us for sticking around for a webinar. It's always fun. All right, that's all the time we had. Awesome, awesome. So it looks like, oh, I don't have the winner yet. You didn't know there would be a test? It's not a test, it's trivia. It's fun. And the winner is, oh my, I don't even know how to say your last name. Mark Pasamanek. I totally butchered that. Mark, you're the winner of the Amazon gift card. So congratulations. Have fun shopping on PhotoDay. All right. Oh, thanks, Don. Thank you. All right. So what's our fees like? If you're new, this is our fees. We only get paid when you guys start selling. So we are here to set you up for success with our platform. So our fees, I went through a little bit on the price sheet, but it's 10% transaction fee on the subtotal. That's pre-tax, pre-shipping. We do have volume discounts available. So if you're doing a large volume, reach out to us in the support chat and we will be able to talk to you about that. The credit card processing fee is from Stripe. That's how you get paid. We are a true marketplace. What that means is that PhotoDay takes care of all the sales tax in all the states that have sales tax, which I think is like a lot of them, except for like maybe 3 or 4. So you don't have to worry about your sales tax with PhotoDay. We collect and remit in all 50 states as PhotoDay. It's our responsibility. When you use us, you are a marketplace seller, which means you get the deposited profit into your account. So if you're switching, if you are new to the season and you're in your state taxes, they're going to be looking for you paying tax. So you want to make sure you tell them that you're not using a marketplace and reporting that income as a marketplace seller moving forward. So they don't flag you, right? Communicate that to your local office. Best part about it, no more lab bills, no minimum orders that you have to meet. The lab costs come straight out of each order. It just makes life easy for you. It makes accounting easy for you. You get all the text marketing, the email marketing, all of our wonderful apps. We don't have an extra fee tagged on to downloads. You get unlimited storage and all of the marketing resources and wonderful training videos in our academy within the studio panel are free for you all the time. So yeah, feel free to use it, guys. And time for tacos and tequila. Yes, Lee. It's awesome. Upcoming events, Giving Back with Matt Myers. If you guys are not familiar with So Many Angels, it's a great foundation to support within our industry. Matt links up with photographers all over the country, to do free portraits for kids that are fighting, cancer or another terminal illness. And to make them feel like superheroes, right? To make sure their families get beautiful portraits of their kids. So it's a great foundation to support. I strongly urge you to chime in next, on the 23rd, that is. So in 2 weeks, and listen to what Matt has to say. If you guys are looking to give back, it is a perfect foundation to link up with for you, since you are here and you photograph school-age children. So don't miss that special. And thank you guys so much for sticking around with me for an hour. And yes, it is Taco Tuesday. I am looking forward to tacos tonight without the carbs, since I'm doing this, whole healthy keto thing right now. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I'll see you guys around in the PhotoDay users group, and we'll chat soon. Thank you guys so much. Till next time.